Welcome to Southeastern 16, presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Chris Lee, joined by my co-host, Jay Greeson. We're going to talk about Texas knocking off Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout. We got Tennessee and Arkansas doing Tennessee and Arkansas things as we speak. That one's got about 8.5 left in the fourth quarter. We'll get to that one eventually. We will hit Florida and A&M, which have started, and they're apparently going to play a track meet in College Station tonight. That'll be in the nightcap. And anything else I may have forgotten, because, boy, it has been an eventful day in college football, not just the SEC, but across the league. And before we get there, just a reminder, we're brought to you by our friends at GameTime SIDEKICKS. This lovely 40-ounce tumbler, I've almost drank my water for the day out of it. It's from GameTime SIDEKICKS, where they make officially licensed stainless steel drinkware. All SEC schools, 350 other universities, stainless steel sippy cups, tumblers, 40-ounce bottles, and shaker cups. SE16 gets you 20% off your entire order at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Also brought to you by the HOF app. Smart bettors rely on data. HOF hands you powerful analytics at your fingertips to tilt the odds in your favor. Improve your chances of winning using historical data, matchup grades, trends, and player performance insights. HOF was created by Ivy League sports geeks to let everyday fans bet smarter. For a limited time, our listeners not only get a 7-day free trial, they also get 50% off their first month when they use the code SE16 at checkout. Just download the HOF app on iOS or Android, enter code SE16, and you are all set. Jay Greeson, let's start with the Red River Shootout, where I think the quarterback that outperformed the other one was not the one we expected. Just an awful day for John Mateer, a phenomenal day for Texas's defense and special teams, and the Longhorns finally get that long-awaited big win for this season.
My first thought coming out of this game was not about the teams, because both of them are still firmly in the playoff picture. They control their destinies. They went out, they're in. My first thought was the hope that all the national shows don't immediately hit the Arch Manning is back. But and because one, he was never here, and two, he played great today. But let the kid be a kid, man. I mean, Let's praise the ones who have played their tails off. Fernando Mendoza at Indiana, playing his helmet off. Ty Simpson, playing his chin strap off. Arch Manning played great today. He made 3 money throws, made 2 great runs, showing off that his athleticism. Trey Wisner got to be involved, and it was clear to me 2 things. The Texas defense got sick and tired about hearing how good Oklahoma's defense was. And the Texas offensive line got sick and damn tired about hearing how bad they were.
Yeah, I think the story of the day was some combination of John Mateer was awful and the Texas defense was great. Probably your view on that depends on your allegiance. I thought Mateer made some awful throws, to be honest with you. But, hey, Texas makes you do things out of desperation sometimes when it is playing well. And I thought Mateer, like the 3 picks he had were all awful throws. He almost had a fumble where he made just a poor decision on a backward lateral that was darn near picked up in bounds and run back for a score. That one came back. I think the punt later on that drive was where Texas had the 75-yard punt return to basically ice it. But, hey, as much as we've talked about Texas, Jay, that the talk is centered on Arch Manning, but we have said, too, hey, defense still really playing at a great level. I know that has been overshadowed in the conversation, but today Oklahoma has 258 total yards. Oklahoma continues to have issues trying to run the ball out of the tailback position. Trey Wisner was really, really good for Texas today, made a huge run or 2, although he got hurt late. That was kind of a theme, hurt running backs today. We had at least 3 big-time ones that I know that went out of the game with looked like what looked like substantial injuries. But yeah, I mean, however you slice it, Texas's defense or the John Mateer come back too soon and press too hard was your story in that one, I think.
Well, I said it on multiple shows on our platform in the last week. Unless he was full blown, ready to go, don't play him. Don't. Because if this game is 23-6 with Michael Hawkins, then it really doesn't matter in the eyes of the committee because you play with your backup quarterback.
Yeah.
But you put a guy out there who hadn't really practiced, who obviously was not as confident or tentative or any number of, I mean, look, I'm not Mark Jones on the Texas A&M Florida. I'm not doing an SAT verbal prep course. Dude uses a vocabulary that I got to look up like 7 words, and that's just in the intro. But if you're going to play Mateer, he's got to be 100%, and I don't think he was because it's not the same guy we saw for the first 5 weeks.
What kind of difference do you think there was in the zip he had on the ball before this and today? I mean, I thought he threw the ball okay. Now, I don't know that he threw it as well as he normally does. I mean, it wasn't like he was throwing ducks up there, but still you can do that and not lose arm strength.
That's not the thing. And I don't even know how much of it was even the grip issue. And maybe it was. Dude has not practiced for going on 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
He made terrible decisions.
Yes.
Decisions he has not made. So he was not prepped. He was not ready for what he was going to see. Because here, if you've ever played quarterback at any level, if you don't go through the practice reps about what you're going to see, you don't get it if you're standing in the backside of the huddle because you don't want anybody, you don't want some sort of Tuesday or Wednesday practice or even a Thursday walkthrough, some guy to walk into your thumb as you're throwing it. So, no, he was rusty. And then he went from rusty to pressing. And we have not seen either of those from John Mateer.
And I think that's fair. And then maybe that's on the coach, who I thought made a few questionable decisions today. I thought not taking the points before halftime when you've got a pretty good field goal kicker. You can go up 9-3 there. Instead, they leave him on the field. He throws a pick, and I think it's 6-3 at half. So I think it's more to blame than Mateer. But I mean, look, today if Michael Hawkins just plays and just doesn't turn the ball over, Jay, they've got a shot.
They've got a shot, and they rally around something they know they have to do. I mean, you put Mateer back on the field, and he's at whatever percentile, and I'm not saying the rest of the team. That's as bad a defensive effort as we've seen from Oklahoma all year. But the rest of the defense may have looked up and said, oh, we're good. We got Mateer. We're good. He's back. We're good. I mean, look, man, I hadn't been in that locker room ever. So I'm just throwing out theories on what I saw from easily Oklahoma's worst performance of the season. And because I'm not even going to say it's Texas's best performance.
I've never totally understood the whole, okay, he can go, so he's going to play thing when you've got a competent backup. Because doesn't there become some point where your backup at 100% is better than your starter at 60% or whatever it was today?
Well,
I mean, it seems like there's this macho thing of, oh, he's going to play, we're going to give it a go. Sometimes the coach has got to be the adult and make the call there. Maybe I'm crazy, but
it depends on the divide. I mean, if they think Mateer at 75% is better than Hawkins at 100%, then I trust them because they see him every day. Yeah. But the ripple effects of throwing that turd in the punch bowl was evidence for everybody. And I'll go you a step further, man. Vegas looks genius today because all of these lines that stunk have stunk out loud.
Well, look, I got the thing I put together with power rankings. One reason I do it is because it's awfully close to the lines. And the power rankings still had Texas as a small favorite in this one, which is how it ended up being with the odds makers too. And again, that was because of the defense. I mean, the offense has been awful, but they've been awfully hard to score on, Jay.
Well, this may be the
not that I believed it either. I mean, I watch football too, and you get a feel for things. I'm just like, Texas just can't score. And I think Oklahoma could score a couple touchdowns by accident and win the game, but that's not how it went down.
This is the rare instance that the bye week hurt. I mean, or not the bye week, but the previous opponent. Like, everybody was crowning Oklahoma, and they had a walkthrough against Kent State, and everybody was crowning them as, oh my God, you're top 10. Are you the best team in the SEC? Is Mateer a Heisman contender? Could our Heisman contender be back? And Texas just got punched in the face going to Gainesville, which, even with Billy Bob coaching them, is a tough place to play. So, look, man, there are a few eternal truths about college sports. One of them is the unpredictability of making your living off 18 to 23-year-old kids, unless you're talking about Auburn basketball, and then you're talking about 18 to 27-year-old kids. Because Chad Baker-Mazara, I think he's older than I am. But either way, when those guys hear the good, it takes away from the goal to be great. When they hear the bad, it adds fuel to the motivation to be better.
All right, I'm going to ask you one Oklahoma question, then I'm going to ask you a Texas question.
All right.
If you're Brent Venables tonight, do you lose a lot of sleep going, man, I really wish I would have gone with Hawkins instead? Or you just say, hey, flush it and move on? No, which is what you have to do. But like, in your heart of hearts, do you not think he's thinking, I should not have done that?
He will answer it. And I'm going to give you two answers here, because I'm going to give you you and I have been countless news conferences. So the post-game conference and the Sunday, Monday media availability conference is going to be, I played our best. He said he was good. We were happy with the decision, and we forever trust in John Mateer. And that is both the now and the moving forward. I am curious about what John Mateer and that performance means moving forward, and what Brent Venables can trust in his offense. Because look, man, I know they beat Michigan. I know they beat Auburn, but they only scored 24 points in each of those games. Yeah. This is not exactly an offense that's lighting up. It's not putting up pinball scoreboards.
Well, and now you go against Dylan Stewart next week. I mean, Carolina's been playing a little bit better. We'll see how that looks tonight. That's on the road. Then you got Ole Miss, and you go to Knoxville. I mean, it's just
they're going to have to score in Knoxville now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Tennessee, you're not getting out of that one winning at 17-13. I don't think. But yeah, I mean, I do wonder. Well, look, college football is unpredictable every week. We learn that every single week, at different points in the day. But yeah, I do wonder. You do that one over, you get a pass if you lose it, like you said. Does that get him healthier going into next week, and then you reset there?
It certainly gets him more prepared.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. On the Texas side, how do you feel about Texas now? I know the offense didn't knock your socks off today, but Arch Manning was good enough. They scored enough against an elite defense because their defense is elite. So does that change any of your calculus on Texas?
Big picture, Texas, my calculus does not change. They've got to run the table.
Okay.
I do wonder if I'm a Texas fan right now. I wonder why. Because look, in the fandom realm, all we can really ask is to make certain that the coaches and everybody involved in the program, we can believe in the big picture, we know they care way more about it than we do because they put way more into it than we do. But where was this effort? Where was this motivation? Where was this execution from Texas over the last handful of games? I mean, I get it. Hey, if I'm a Texas fan right now, I'm going, okay, Sark, why did we not play like this from the beginning? And I'm also, as a Texas fan, thinking that's the Arch I expected. I didn't expect a Heisman winner throwing for 365 and 5 touchdowns and whatever else. That is what you should have expected from a first-year starter. Made good decisions, made great decisions in the midline, made a whole lot of really good throws when they needed them the most. Look, Texas has a schedule that's doable, and they're going to have to do it.
Yeah, I guess, but let me rephrase it because, I mean, okay, the flies in the ointment, they're going to be favored in all their remaining games except at Georgia and A&M game. I think they're going to be a favorite because I think that one is in Austin. Like they would be a narrow favorite today. So here's a question I'm asking you because I agree with you. I think they, with that schedule, probably need to run the table to go to the playoff. But does that change your opinion any about their capability? Because let me give you the other side of that, okay? Arch Manning just has to be good enough with that defense. He doesn't have to be the Arch Manning everybody said we were getting. He just has to be Arch Manning, go out and make a few plays, don't make mistakes to win. Potentially as good as that defense is. I don't know that I'm totally buying it, but I'm setting that up for you as a question because I think it's an interesting one.
Well, I 100%. I mean, Oklahoma was top 10 and had what we thought was the best defense in the country. And considering the over-under was 43, 23-6 is a boat racing.
Yeah.
And Arch Manning was 21 of 27. Did a whole lot of good things with his legs. I mean, that's if we buy into the narrative of Arch Manning being good enough, then he can be great. We overbought into the narrative that Arch Manning was going to be great. And then everybody tried to deny that he's not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I mean, that's still a defense with, you know, a lot of future first rounders, potentially, you know, Muhammad, Simmons. You know, you got a linebacker in Hill that's maybe the best in the country. You got all kinds of stuff going on there. Now, the problem for both these teams is leaving the games. Oklahoma still has not run the ball well out of the tailback position. That didn't happen again today, which, you know, Texas, hey, that can happen against Texas, but it's the piling up of all these games where Oklahoma has not been able to run it on the ground. And for Texas, Trey Wisener getting hurt with Baxter out, like that is a, you know, I think the drop off from those two to their three is pretty pretty large. So I'm going to be checking the injury reports on both those guys next week, because not having those two guys in, that puts a big dent in what you can do offensively.
Well, they still got a whole lot of dudes on the perimeter. I mean,
do they? I don't know that they do, Jay.
Well, Wingo is really good.
Okay.
I mean,
DeAndre Moore had his first touchdown of the year. The tight end injuries is played well at past stops, but it's not been what we thought it would be. Like, those guys have not been lighting up the scoreboard to date. Some of that's on Arch Manning, but it's not been the – I mean, when you got a freshman who's Arch Manning's roommate, that's his best target half the season in, I think that's a little bit telling.
Well, maybe so, but, I mean, DeAndre Moore is going to be an NFL dude. I mean, yeah. Wingo is – I mean, he's got explosive capabilities. Look, I know they're spreading around and doing a whole lot of different things, so nobody's got eye-popping stats. But if anybody wants to throw stones at a handful of the elite programs, I'm talking about the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Texases, the Ohio States. If you're worried about there being talent behind talent, don't.
Yeah, I mean, they've still got it, but and I think Texas has still got as much depth at certain spots as anybody anywhere. But you have seen Texas's limitations. And even today, you know, that was what, 16, 17 offensive points because you had a kick return in there. So,
and I mean, let's be fair. Augustus Palmer just put it in the chat. He said Oklahoma got outcoached. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I think so too. I do. I question some things Brent Venables did today. I'll tell you the other thing I'm questioning now, because when we started this, basically we were going to talk about Texas until this Tennessee-Arkansas game was over, because it was a formality that Tennessee was going to win. I don't know if you're watching, but Arkansas just scored a touchdown and is kicking off, has 2 timeouts left, and now trails Tennessee 34-31. So if you've not turned your TV over, Jay, do that. And while you're doing that, just a reminder, we are brought to you also by Yearly Company, a Nashville-based fine jewelry brand built on tradition, designed for meaning. Each piece is handcrafted from solid 14-karat gold and natural gemstones, made to measure for a perfect fit, backed by a lifetime guarantee. Every Yearly Company bangle is custom sized. Knowing your size is the most important first step before ordering. That's where their sizing kit comes in. It is the perfect place to start, especially for husbands who want to have sizes ready. So shopping close to the holidays is effortless. Code SE16KIT gets you 100% off the sizing kit at checkout. Hey, go ahead and get your Christmas shopping done now. Get it done, get it out of the way. Don't worry about it. Go to Yearly Company, make your wife happy, and you can thank us for that later. All right. If you're an Oklahoma fan, you wanted to throw your phone today, I sure hope you had a ROKFORM case, because I do. I've dropped my phone several times, dropped it this week on the pavement, and you know what? I did not worry about was it going to break when I got it, because I knew it wasn't, because ROKFORM makes the world's strongest magnetic phone case. It has extreme protection, super strong magnets, rock lock secure mounting. September is the busiest month of the year with the new iPhone release. Go to rockform.com today and get, 25% off your entire order with SEC 25. Get you 25% off at checkout at rockform.com. That is ROKFORM. And I'm scrambling furiously to find there we go. All right. Works better when we have a producer to do this, but we don't tonight. All right. Anyway, ROKFORM is your go-to for your cell phone cases. Also, HOVI Dry Goods. Your team may stink in the case of my NFL team, but your team's hat does not stink. I've got several Tennessee Titans hats. I've got 2 made by HOVI. They are my favorite Titans hats. And that'll be your new favorite hat, too. Look no further than HOVI hats for high-quality headwear with great fit and unique designs. Bad Beat gets you 15% off your entire order at HOVIDrygoods.com. That is HOVI, for those of you who are listening and not watching. We've got a debacle in Knoxville here late. Tennessee's got offensive players going down left and right. Joey Aguilar just went down, kind of headbutted a Razorback on his way to the turf, then hit the turf and looks like hit his head and is coming out of the game. There was another Vol down in the picture. Didn't see who that is. Arkansas's got a DB going to the concussion tent. So we got the carnage and the yards piling up in Fayetteville as we speak. Tennessee holds a 34-31 lead with the ball, 2:40 left. And I guess this is Jake Merklinger who's now in. It is indeed. So, yeah, this is not the way I thought we were going to be wrapping up Tennessee and Arkansas.
No, and we got a filibuster because we need to wrap up Tennessee, Arkansas, unless they go to like 17 overtimes, which has happened. And I can actually tell you a story, Chris, because, hey, back to our baseball season, story time with Jay. So I'm early in my tenure as a sports editor at the Times Free Press. And Tennessee and Arkansas go into like early in the overtime process, go into like 7 overtimes. We have to reprint the paper back when we did daily papers and people read daily papers and all of those things.
This would have been when?
Printed the whole thing.
Oh, man.
And none of it got redone. So we had it as a tie game in the newspaper the next day. I mean, whoa. I'm not saying it's like Dewey defeats Truman in the grand scheme of things, but
it's close.
It was, whew.
What year was this?
Serious butt chewing.
Was it 98?
No, it may have been 2003.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have Sam and some Tennessee fans tell me what happened, because honest to God, I've got it on, but I was not watching until Arkansas scored that last one, just as we're dissecting, other games. To set the stage, Tennessee took a 34-17 lead when Peyton Lewis had a 3-yard run, 12-14 left in the game. That was right after Deshaun Bishop, I think, had gone out. I thought maybe it was a pulled hammy. I think Sam said it was maybe an ankle. And then Talon Green has struck for 2 touchdowns since. 8:17 left in the game. And then again at 2:55 just a minute ago. Tennessee's got the ball, 2nd and 4. We've got the 2-minute timeout, and Arkansas's got 1 timeout left on top of that. So Vols will have it 2nd and 4. Convert a first down, and the game is probably yours. And frankly, given the way Arkansas is tackled, that doesn't seem intimidating. So,
and all my bets just flounder. I had the first half over 34.5. What was the score at halftime, Chris?
Was it 17-all? So you missed it by a half point.
Oh, yeah. And I have Tennessee over 41 game total. So, just a side note, sharing misery with a whole lot of our friends. And hey, gang, my hair's not terrible. I don't have a horn sticking out of my house, out of my head. That's just on the bookshelf.
Did someone call you out in the chat for that?
No.
Okay. So Sam is adamant that they got too conservative here. Like, I'm not. What does that mean if you're Tennessee? Does that mean you didn't go up tempo? You tried to milk the clock. You ran it too much? Because look, they run the ball. You can say they got too conservative, but Arkansas has not stopped the run all year. Like, if that's the beef, I don't know that I support it, but I haven't been watching it either. Because again, I thought this was foregone conclusion when we started the show. Okay, so they milked the clock.
Well, we're about to look up, and I'm trying to go through my head. The only SEC underdog, no, There's been no SEC underdog to win in the betting world today.
Okay. And I still think that's going to hold.
No, I'm sorry. No SEC favorite.
No favorite is one.
Other than Texas.
No, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, you mean betting favorite? Betting favorite, right? Because Missouri lost. Wait, what was the final line on Missouri? Was it 3.5?
No, it was 3. So that was a push. There were a lot of lines that stunk, including Oklahoma getting points, and Vegas just proved to be smarter than the rest of us.
Would you do me a favor? Take a look at FanDuel, see what they've got up on lines for next week. Sam was saying that I think Tennessee was already 12.5, or maybe it's a text I got from a friend.
Against Alabama?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm on a text chain with a couple of friends. Somebody says Alabama already favored 12.5. And that'll be in Tuscaloosa, so.
Well, I might have to find it. So.
Okay. Justin wants a top 5 quarterback ranking. I think 1 is easy. It gets a little less easy from there.
It's got to be Ty Simpson, right?
Simpson's your 1. I think your other guys in the conversation are probably in no particular order. Taylor Green. Well, I'll go alphabetical order by team. Taylor Green's in there. I don't think Stockton's in there. Nussmeier's not in there right now. Prbula, maybe. I don't think so, though. Mateer's still probably in there despite today. Trinidad Chandler's probably in there. Lenore Seller's not at the moment. Aguilar probably in there. And Marcel Reed's got a discussion, and so does Pavia. So that's a lot of guys.
Man.
Tennessee just got a first down. So that I think that'll needed 1, got about probably 10, and just kept pushing the pile downfield. Like I'm not taking anything away from Tennessee, but this has been a theme for Arkansas. Arkansas's run defense has been one of the worst I've ever seen in the SEC, and their tackling has been atrocious just all year. Like the coaching change might have helped you with some stuff, but it didn't save your tackling issue.
Well, it also doesn't save your talent issue.
Yeah.
And
their talent's all on one side of the ball, I'm afraid.
Well, I mean, it was foreseeable about what Bobby Petrino was going to jump in here and do. And I thought that was, Arkansas played their nose hogs off. I mean, they're going to have a hard time stopping anybody.
Well, I'm going to ask you, how concerned are we about Tennessee's defense now? I know that they are out a lot of guys. And, McCoy is going to be back November-ish maybe. I mean, you lose debatably a top half of the first round corner. That's going to leave a mark on any team. I don't care who you are right now. Especially in the area where talent is more spread out. The Gibson kid, I think, was out again today. I think they're still down some defensive linemen. I'll check the injury report to make sure I got that right. Okay, maybe not as much as I thought. But, Tennessee's defense now, they're giving up over 30 a game or close to it. And some of that is tempo they run, right? Some of that is you're running a lot of plays. There's, 150 plays in your games. There's going to be more points scored. That's just what happens. But they've given up some numbers to some teams this year.
Look, man, they have given up numbers, but that's also, and you and I have talked about it multiple times. I am unbelievably high on Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
So I appreciate he knows what he wants the culture of his football team to be. And that's to be fast-paced and score a lot of points. Conversely, you can't be a bend but don't break defense, because your offense is hopefully going to score within 3 minutes. If you're going to bend but don't break, your defense is going to be on the field for 7 minutes. He wants an attacking defense that creates havoc, and I appreciate that. He is coaching complementary football to a place that makes sense to me. So I get it. I mean, look, and again, I've said it for a lot of weeks now. I think Taylor Green, talent-wise, maybe the best quarterback in this league, talent-wise. Not saying.
Yeah, but the turnovers have got to stop for him. That's been a big thing. He tends to make big turnovers at just the wrong time, and he made a couple of those today. The pretty much, I mean, even as much as they had a shot at the end, that fumble, which got reviewed for a few minutes, and I think it was debatable, on whether his arm was coming forward or not. They're made to make the calls. I'm not. It was certainly a close play. That's the way it went. I just feel like my big thing with Taylor Green is he's been too prone to making one of those at just the wrong time. And look, maybe it's not fair to put all that on him, because that's the situation where the defense just cannot get stops. I mean, sooner or later, it shouldn't be on him to win the game all the time. But that's my issue with him, is he made, what did he get picked twice and fumble one today? He lost at least 2.
Well, I think it was 2 fumbles, but I don't know. Did he throw a pick?
Okay, he did not throw a pick. So they lost 3 fumbles today. I think at least 2 of those were on him. One was on a receiver.
But still, I mean, I think there's a really interesting conversation. I hope somebody in the Arkansas postgame has the chutzpah to ask the question of, Bobby, why was the offense so better Saturday than it has been over the last 3 weeks?
Yeah. Well, I felt like that Notre Dame game, watching them, I felt like that was a team in a little bit I saw that had quit. This team did not quit today. I thought they were going to have a brawl at different times. They were competitive. They came into a place where Tennessee was waiting for Arkansas because of last year, and I think they gave it their best shot. You go -3 in turnovers, which I think is what they did today, and come within 3 points. That not going to say it feels like a win, but you get what I'm saying. That's when you spot Tennessee 3 extra possessions, basically. That's a lot to ask to win in Knoxville.
I love this last quote in the chat, because there are so many fan bases in the SEC, and Clifton Hearn, brother, I embrace your misery. He says the Hogs are back, baby, to getting beat in the most gut-wrenching way. Hey, I'm an Auburn graduate. I can write a thesis on getting beat in the most gut-wrenching ways.
That is true. One of my favorite. Oh gosh, what's the show? They do all the skits.
Saturday Night Live?
No, the football show that comes out every Monday. The SEC show, the comedy show.
Oh, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you've seen it.
No,
SEC Shorts. Come on, you've never seen SEC Shorts.
No,
you're kidding me.
No, I don't care about what those yahoos have.
You must be the only football fan in the South that has never seen that.
Why?
Well, it's great. It's great. It's great comedy. And one of the best shows they ever did was they had the Auburn Experience. and it was a roller coaster. You just have to see it. I can't believe you've never seen that. But anyway, all right.
Do I really need to go watch something that adds to my angst, frustration, high blood pressure, my need to go back to drinking, of being an Auburn graduate? I mean, no, I don't. I mean,
you have gone full on pessimistic tonight, my man.
Oh, no. I'm fully expecting a 3-touchdown loss, and we fire Hugh Freeze tomorrow at 1:00, and I got to pull off the side of the road and do a live stream on my way to St. Simon's with my kids, because that's what Auburn sports is to me.
Well, Auburn is now up 6-0 after Jackson Arnold just ran one in from 2 out. After the previous play, a Georgia defensive back held on to Cam Coleman's face mask for dear life and set that one up. But, yeah. And meanwhile, LSU's just kicked the field goal to go 3-0, and Florida A&M is just going to be a shootout, apparently.
Hey, how many people we got in the chat right now?
Over 300.
All right. Hey, let's carry this on.
Okay.
Let's rock. I mean, hey, and you know what? Like every fan out there, I am 100% superstitious, because as soon as we turn the chat off, Georgia's going to score 3 straight touchdowns.
I see your game. That's what you're doing. Let's talk Tennessee for a minute going forward. The Vols have got Alabama and Tuscaloosa, Kentucky on the road, then Oklahoma and Knoxville, bye week, New Mexico State, Florida in the Swamp, Vanderbilt at home to finish. Does the Sean Bishop injury, how much does that concern you if you're Tennessee? Because he was terrific today. He was just a bowling ball in the open field, averaged over 10 yards a carry. I thought was their MVP today, probably. Now, you got other good backs behind him. Peyton Lewis and Star Thomas are quality. But Bishop was the guy today that looked like he was a couple of notches above the others. And you're going to really need that when you get into a ball control game with Bama next week.
I shrug my shoulders to that. I mean, for 2 reasons. One, if you're going to be overly in a place of consternation with running back injuries, Bama has a way bigger issue with Cam Miller. 2, I trust the running back room and the depth with the guys you mentioned, including Star Thomas, who didn't play well today, but who is a dude for Tennessee. And I also trust Josh Heupel figuring out what he wants to do collectively with the pieces he has. I just want to make certain that Joey Aguilar is healthy after getting sent to the sideline late in that game.
Yeah, and look, hey, the 3 big running back injuries today, that would be Bishop at Tennessee, Alabama, and who was the other one, Jay?
Well, Wisner.
Missouri. Hardy got hurt at Missouri, but he came back, right? Weiser's the guy I'm thinking. And with Baxter already out, Baxter's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Tennessee certainly
Weiser
is
got knocked out and then came back in.
Okay.
I can't think of anybody, but.
Well, anyway, you look at it, Tennessee is the best equipped of those to come out of that, because, I mean, Josh Heupel's always had 3 backs since he's been at Tennessee that are quality.
Well, not last year. He had Dylan Sampson and said, here,
well,
Dylan Sampson, you're going to go to the Western Sizzling and you're going to eat yeast rolls until you throw up. So,
yeah.
I mean, hey, he'll feed the hot hand. I mean, man, Josh Heupel's so good at this offensively. So
you have we got a super chat to address in a second, but you brought me around to him being the second best coach in the league. I'm not saying I was against the idea, but I thought there were other guys in the conversation. I think to me, it goes Kirby Smart, Josh Heupel, and then we figure out at 3. That could be a ton of guys, but I think to me, that's a clear 1 and 2 now.
Well, a 1 and 2, and we look at moments like today when Tennessee came out flat and Heupel continues to eternally paint his Mona Lisa. I mean, for God's sakes, man, Joey Aguilar was picking between junior college and going to work like the rest of us stiffs. And now Heupel, after multiple portal visits, has turned him into a guy. If you're, hey, somebody asked us to rank top 5 quarterbacks across the SEC. If you're not having a conversation about Heupel in terms of what he's done and the numbers he's produced, then you're not being serious. If you want to talk about quarterbacks in terms of talent, in terms of draft projectability, fine. What Joey Aguilar's done is right there in the conversation with anybody not named Ty Simpson.
Hey, he's made himself a draftable prospect now, in my opinion. I don't know what the mocks are saying, but I mean, he already had the long ball. Now he's gotten the accuracy piece. I know Tennessee quarterbacks in the NFL that's been a different conversation, but I've seen enough from him to trust what I'm seeing. All right, Josh, I'm sorry. Your chat's been up here for a while. We haven't hit it. It was about Manning. And Josh, if you weren't here earlier, we kind of addressed this. Basically, the comment is about the narrative around him. Look, it was never his fault in the first place. He even said at media day, hey, look, I've only played X amount of snaps. This isn't fair yet. So I never blamed Arch Manning for that. I blame our field. They got out ahead of it. We pointed out all season, there's just not a lot of quarterbacks in this league that have done a lot of stuff. And everybody flocked to Arch Manning because of the name. I think he's been fine. He's been nowhere near what he was sold. Helped them win a game today. Was good enough to win them a game against a good defense. But in any narrative that changes overnight, that Arch is what we thought he would be, I think is misplaced.
Completely agree. And it can go back to when he was looking for a prom date. I mean, he played in a private school league in the lower levels of Louisiana, and Louisiana's got great high school football. I'm not bagging on Louisiana, but when he becomes the number one prospect in America, it's not his fault that his last name is Manning. I mean, yeah. So I'm happy for the kid. Honestly, he played very well today. I hope we tip the visor that he played very well against what I thought going in today was the nation's number 1 defense. And they walk away with a 17-point win over a team that now has to reevaluate who they are.
Yeah, and somebody said he lacks maturity. I don't agree with that. I think he's a fairly mature kid. I mean, I didn't like the same Houston histrionics. I think he's very mature. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think he's handled this a hell of a lot better than most people we know. And then now think how you would handle this at 19 or 20.
Yeah. All right, Jay, I recognize your game. I know what you're doing. You're writing as long as we podcast, Auburn's going to keep beating Georgia. But I'm going to run out of gas for tonight and not be able to watch games if we keep this up. So I'm going to end it in just a second. But a few things, some national scores of interest today. that affect different things, particularly playoffs. Indiana went to Oregon and pulled a road upset. That's pretty significant. Ohio State beat Illinois 34-16 today. Pitt beat Florida State 34-31 in Tallahassee. That is going to pretty much knock Florida State out of any chance at the playoff with 3 losses now. And games of teams that probably got knocked out of the playoff last week. If there was any hope for James Franklin and Penn State, taking one 22-21 to Northwestern today would be disqualifying.
All right, three things before we break up here. One, are you going to go smoke a cigar at James Franklin's demise? You and I have been doing this long enough.
No, only because I don't smoke.
Okay, fair enough. Well, then you're going to go outside and like light off some Roman candles. Yeah. 2, rest in peace, Diane Keaton.
What in the world? I guess that happened today?
Yeah. If you had to give a mini Rushmore off the top of your head, Diane Keaton movies, what you got?
Oh, gosh. I can't think, man. My head's in football. Give me yours, and I'll tell you if I agree or not.
All right. Well, Godfather 1, Godfather 2. Or
oh, of course. Good grief. That's been so long ago. She was amazing.
She was so good in so many things.
Father of the Bride. Oh, yeah. I mean, totally different movies, too.
As good as it gets.
I forgot she was in that.
So, I mean, you guys keep rattling off, but rest in peace, Diane Keaton, who just was like common run-of-the-mill, meet you at the PTA hot.
Man, we're losing too many this year. But that's how it goes. All right, we'll be back tonight with the rundown of Florida A&M. Let's see who else we got. We've got Georgia, Auburn, and LSU, South Carolina. We'll hit those tonight and probably just brush over everything from earlier in the day too.
A&M, Florida, dude.
Did I not say that? Okay, my apologies. I thought I mentioned that, but anyway, it's right in front of me. We'll hit all that tonight. We'll take your questions, your comments, your super chats, and we'll wrap you up later tonight. So subscribe if you haven't and enable your notifications. Both those are free, and also give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. That helps our analytics. For Jay Greeson, I'm Chris Lee. You've been watching Southeastern 16, presented by FanDuel.